What is up, everybody? This is Craig of 9 Volt Games. Yes, let's address this. Um, Someone there said I was looking like a hobo. And it's too hot at my work, so I cut my hair. And I need to leave a little something. I used to have mohawks all the time. And I might as well enjoy my hair while I still have it, because I am getting older. But I would like to take this time to do a little video. Actually, you know what? Fuck, I don't even know how to do this. I haven't done a video in a few weeks, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've been playing Destiny, and I went back and played Red Dead Redemption. I don't think I've talked about Red Dead Redemption enough on this channel, because I actually beat the game before I even started this channel, right? I do believe so. 2010s when it came out, and late 2010s when I started this channel. So, I think I'd like to do a little video about that. I've been playing the shit out of Red Dead again. I fucking love that game. It is one of the greatest games of all time, and I definitely want to do a video of that because I'm tired of people saying we want Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not the second Red Dead game, it's the third Red Dead game. And Red Dead Redemption 2 wouldn't make much sense because the Wild West days were done in the end of Red Dead Redemption. But anyways, this video is, I've actually gone through and started going back through some of the comments I never responded to. I try to respond to all your comments as they come, but the way that YouTube now does shit, it's hard for me to see all the comments because sometimes it doesn't even show them to me. It shows them my notifications, will give me an email, but it never pops up in the published comments. And it's not because I ban them or I flag people or whatever. It's for some reason they just don't show them all. Well, there's been conversations going on in some of my Silent Hill videos, and one of them was most notable in the Silent Hill 3 video. There was a guy asking why didn't they put this on. Sorry, I forgot your name. He's a newer guy to this channel. But he was asking why wouldn't they put Silent Hill 3 on Xbox when they put Silent Hill 2 on Xbox. And I said, you know, I do believe it has a lot to do with money. Everything has to do with money, but here's the reason why I believe it was okay. And I'm going to take any opportunity that I get to talk about Silent Hill or Metal Gear, especially since Konami is just, they're all about, I didn't say that, like they're going to thrive as a company because of their fucking slot machines, but as far as being a gaming company, like they're not shit. So really, we're left with the memories that we have from that company, so any chance I get to talk about Silent Hill, I'm going to do it. Any chance I get to talk about Metal Gear in a good light, I will do that. So, my personal belief on why it's okay to have Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear Solid 2 on Xbox is very simple, and those are the way to play those games. By the way, if you haven't played them, I know HD collections have come out, but up until that point, when it was PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, the best way to play Metal Gear Solid 2 was on Xbox, and the best way to play Silent Hill 2 was on Xbox. That's because they had the processing power, and it made it look a little crisper. You go back and look at it now, it's fucking nothing. It's hard. But at the time, it made a huge difference in the way that it ran. And on top of that, it came with extra features, which were also later released for PS2. So, at this point, it doesn't really matter which one you have, but back in the day, it made sense to me on why they could have put... Let's start with Metal Gear. Why did I do it like this? Why did you do this? Why it was okay to put this gem on this, and then later release, which was this one, which was, you know, the one that had the shit that was on this. But Metal Gear Solid on Xbox, why I believe it was okay to do it is that for continuity reasons. Now, like I just said, it has everything to do with money and probably very little to do with continuity because Kojima doesn't really like anything except for PlayStation. He's been very vocal about that in the past. He's ripped on it. He's ripped on other consoles in Metal Gear Solid 4. But I really think having to do with continuity, it would make sense why these were released for Xbox and then why the next ones were not. Is that there's really no... Metal Gear Solid a little more so, but Silent Hill 2, there's really no correlation between the games and Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is its own standalone game. And then Silent Hill 3, which is why people are like, why wouldn't you put that on there? Because it wouldn't make sense to Xbox users. It would not make sense for you to be playing Silent Hill 3. Granted, it's a standalone game by itself, and it has its own protagonist, but it harkens back to being a sequel of 1. The events of if he ended up leaving with Heather, or Cheryl, after the events of Silent Hill 1. So, I mean, you're missing out on a good chunk of the story, at least, like, you know, one of the... For those of you who haven't beat Silent Hill 3, which is odd that you're on this channel, but there's one scene in the game that wouldn't affect you as much if you didn't play 1, so it would be kind of dumb to put it on Xbox. And then, of course, they did it on Xbox 360 with the, you know, HD collection, but that was different. That was a cash grab. Regardless of your feelings of Silent Hill HD collection, I think you all know how I feel about it. It was just a way to make money. And I feel like it's the same thing with Metal Gear Solid HD, but they got it right. So it was okay to put Silent Hill 2. As long as it's a standalone title, Silent Hill 2 is okay to go on Xbox. But also, Silent Hill 2 was fantastic. It's very odd to me, though, because Silent Hill 2 was not well received at first. It was not. There was a lot of places that gave it critical acclaim, and there was a lot of places who shit on it, Silent Hill 2 initially. And so I think it's odd that that's one of the flagship titles that Microsoft obviously put money on to be like, we have the superior version over here. For consoles. I know, I'm not even including PC. PC didn't come out for a while after that, but PC versions don't count. I'm not counting PC versions in here at all because if you really want to play a console game on PC, you can. I'm not going to tell you how if you don't know, but that's weird. Welcome to the internet. You can play anything on PC. It doesn't matter, but I'm talking about games that just on consoles. As far as Metal Gear Solid 2 goes, Metal Gear Solid 2 makes the most sense of why it could be on Xbox and not release any other Metal Gears on Xbox, is because Metal Gear Solid 2's main storyline was taking another person and using manipulation to make them into a Solid Snake. So yes, I mean, it has to do with the rest of the story of Metal Gear, and it later tied in where Raiden was in the regular, like, full continuity of the game. But you didn't need to play the other games in order to play Metal Gear Solid 2 on Xbox. You just had to be somewhat aware of the character and the story, and then you just played the same fucking game all over again. Because Big Shell was Shadow Moses. Outer Heaven, all those places. It was all Mother Base. It was all like put into one thing, and then the situation of Shadow Moses or any of Snake's actual missions were thrown at Raiden to make him like Snake. That's Ocelot's speech at the end, saying that under the right conditions, we can always make a Solid Snake. So it was pretty cool that they did that and had that version on Xbox, and then they could put no more Metal Gear on Xbox, and it still would make complete sense to have it, regardless of your feelings on Metal Gear Solid 2. Personally, I think Metal Gear Solid 2 is one of the greatest Metal Gears, but you can hate me for that. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I think it's okay to have them on there and then not be like, well, Silent Hill 3 would have been epic on Xbox. It might have been. I don't know. I mean, graphically, it would have been better. It would have run smoother. I did remember some choppiness in it, and I ended up playing both of these games on PC when they were released on PC. And I don't know, just continuity-wise, it made sense. But we all know realistically it's about money because, well, I would say Konami's about money, but they're not. They're actually about throwing money away. But at the time, it was probably about money. They probably had some kind of exclusivity deal because those games were released back on PS2 at a later time with the features, because the one that's, Restless Dreams is actually the director's cut or the greatest hits edition of this one. So if you had it on PS2, you could be a little jealous for a little while. I was. If you go back to one of my videos, I tell you that this was my driving point for even buying an Xbox, is because that was the superior version. And I don't know, it was a smart move. But yeah, so boom, pointless video, but I don't know. I love talking about Silent Hill 2. I can do that shit all day. I can make a channel about Silent Hill 2, but I can't make those promises anymore because I don't have the fucking time. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.